everybody. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Good to be with you. My idea for class was to start off with neck stretching, opening up throughout the shoulders and the front and the top of our body, and then transition into more work on the hips and lower body. If that sounds good, you could give a thumbs up, or if you have any other shapes you want to move into, you can chat those, and we'll begin. So we'll start today in a seated position. However that looks for you, you can sit cross-legged or one leg behind you or on your knees. And begin to transition, beginning to draw attention to this practice. Noticing any emotion, tension, or thought that you might be bringing to this practice. Become aware of your body, recognizing any places of harbored tension in your body today, and seeing how you might soften around these places. Imagine the base of your spine, and this place is rooted down into the ground, feeling really supported and foundational. I invite you to imagine that supported energy moving up from the base of your spine, up the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back, all the way until it reaches the top of your head. You might shift the body and sit up a little taller, relax through the shoulders. Guide attention to your breath, knowing there's no need to change or force the rhythm of your breath. You might get a feel for if the inhale or exhale feels longer than the other. Most of us tend to take a longer inhalation. And this means that our sympathetic nervous system is active. Here today, I'll invite us to channel a relaxation response in our body and nervous system. We do this by lengthening the exhale. And over this practice, I invite you to be mindful of the length of your exhale. Perhaps deeper and deeper throughout the practice, you lengthen and slow down the quality of your breath. And if your eyes are softened shut, you might send attention to the third eye center. This space is behind the forehead, and in between the eyebrows. The third eye center guides our attention inside, inviting a sense of clarity and introspection into your practice. Keeping awareness there, we'll begin to stretch. So I'll invite you to just turn your left ear to your left shoulder. And then extend your right arm somewhere out into space. You're welcome to shift the arm forward and back until you find the perfect sensation to feel. Slowly begin to take tiny circles with your nose, just slowly rotating throughout the neck. Maybe you sit up a little taller, invite the body to feel strong. From here, let's rotate our chin down into the center of the chest. Relax your right arm and just pause here. Take a breath in. And when you breathe out, lift your chin, relax your shoulders. And we'll find a little bit of movement, squeezing the shoulders up towards the ears, and then releasing the shoulders down to the earth. Maybe do that a few times. Releasing your breath whenever you like. And then switching sides, right ear reaches over to the right shoulder. Maybe this side calls for a little more care or attention. Extend your left arm off into space and play with the angle of your arm. And then finding a little bit of movement throughout the nose and the neck. Draw the chin down, rotate the head through the center, and relax your left arm. Breathe in, fill up the whole back of the body. And look up as you exhale. Good. Let's circle our arms out up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, twist over to the right. We'll just stay here for 2 or 3 breaths. Notice if you're looking down, can you bring the chin parallel to the floor? Breathe in and out. Rotate the body back through center. Maybe the arms reach above you. And exhale, switch, twisting over to the left. One more breath. Inhale, release. And exhale, just transition with a fold. So we'll walk the fingers out in front, release the neck, maybe open and close your mouth. And then keeping your body low to the floor and heavy, we'll go ahead and shift to our back, coming to lie down. I'm going to lie down on a blanket under my head and shoulders today. And as you arrive, float your awareness back to the whole spine, letting the spine feel even and heavy. From here, your knees can stay bent, and we'll just reach the left leg up towards the ceiling, roll the ankle for a moment. And release and reach the right foot up. Both feet connect back down to the earth. And from here, tuck your right heel over to the left hip, letting the right knee transition off wide. And the right arm, if it feels healthy today, can reach over the head. You might be drawing attention to the sounds in your environment, whether that be gentle music in your room or the sounds of the fire or the heater. Get a feel for these mid-morning sounds. Become aware of any tension in your shoulders, chest, or abdomen. This slower practice of yin invites the muscles to rest, to surrender any control or need to brace in the body. Five more breaths wherever you are. Release your right arm and begin to plant your right foot. Take a moment to pause, recognizing the difference between sides, and move through a round of a bridge. Anchor the heels down into the floor as you breathe in. Press the pelvis up Take weight maybe to your shoulder blades. The arms could always extend behind you. And then slowly release, guiding the spine all the way down. Left heel tucks over to the right hip, softening the knee off to the side of the mat. Left arm overhead. And feel free to guide in blankets under the shoulder or hip, wherever there's space between the body and the earth. You're welcome to find cushion. This slower practice of yin invites sensation to be present. Here we act as the witness as sensation travels in and out of our body. Releasing any patterns of judgment or force, however that might look for you in your body and in your mind. Five more breaths. If the arm or hip ever feels sharp or intense, you're welcome to find a gentler space. And as you finish your last breath, release the left arm and plant the left foot back on the mat. Guide the knees in towards the torso and maybe rock side to side, exploring texture, exploring sound or temperature. And go ahead and release. The arms can relax by the sides. And here I want you to move through what is known as a cat-cow on our back. So we're not finding anything exaggerated. We're just slowly rotating the shoulders back, maybe pressing the sternum up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, imagine separating the shoulders, drawing the spine in towards the floor. Go ahead and do this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Maybe you get a feel for how the shoulders are rotating, where they might be pressing into the floor. And then arrive in stillness and transition to a supported bridge, guiding a block or bolster or cushion behind the sacrum. pushing the heels into the floor, lifting the hips, and then placing support at the very base of your spine. Think even like the center of the glutes, the center of the butt cheeks. Pause here, allowing all the weight of the body to feel supported by the block beneath you. Find a gentle tuck of the chin, nothing too much, but bring the spine back in a better alignment. As you return energy and attention to the spine, I invite you to reincorporate that feeling of heaviness and connectedness to the ground. You're welcome to reach your legs out in front of you, finding more sensation throughout the pelvis, the front of the body. Recognize that you are safe and recognize that you are breathing here. Continue to watch as the body breathes in and breathes out. If it feels useful to you in your practice, you can guide the hands over the torso, finding a little bit of touch, sending loving touch to the entire torso. Three more quiet breaths. And then begin to plant your feet back on the mat. As you inhale, open your arms up over your head, palms face up towards the ceiling. Exhale, float the palms back down. Push the feet into the floor and release off of the support. Arriving back in a neutral position. And whenever you're ready, knowing there's no rush, shift over to your side and up towards hands and knees. Maybe just getting a feel for how the body feels. And then arriving on your hands and knees, cushion with a blanket if you like. And take blocks or whatever support you have out in front of you. From here, tuck the toes and lean the weight back towards the heels, finding a little bit of opening through the feet. Carry the body back to center, and we'll find cat-cow here. Try to reincorporate that feeling in the shoulders when you are on your back. Lower the belly, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, and round the spine. Arms stay really strong here, isolating the vertebrae. Do 1 or 2 more rounds. And as you feel complete, step your right foot forward. And we'll move into a lunge. I'm going to support my hands on blocks. And you can inch the feet away from each other until you find a little bit of a stretch. For me, it feels safer to tuck the back toes. You can give that a go. And then again, start to reincorporate heaviness. Continue to breathe. Maybe even moving through a breath practice by inhaling, tucking the chin, and exhaling to lift the chin, relax the shoulders. Sometimes an open mouth exhale feels really nice. And then begin to slow down the movement in your head and find stillness. And then we'll move through the legs. Inhale and slowly begin to shift your weight back as you lengthen the front leg. And exhale, lunge back forward, bending into your knee. Continue in this way. And when you're ready, move back into a still shape, recognizing that you're here, feeling sensation. For me, that is all along the front hip flexor. And that hip flexor wraps around the hips and connects up to the rib basket. So I feel some pull there as well. Others might sense more in that front hip. Three more breaths. Taking your time, releasing the front leg. And we'll move into what is known as swan in the yin tradition. So we'll take that right heel, inch it over to the left. And you can kind of tuck it down towards the left leg and begin to come down towards your hips. Now here, this is a lot of compression on the knees. So some folks, there are so many options and they feel different all the time. So some folks always like the support under the front knee, but I tend to like a bolster or blanket under the left hip flexor. You can choose, and maybe this looks completely different for you, that's fine. If this isn't an option in your body today, you can always move to your back and take a figure 4 shape. And as we're here lifted, let's just inch the fingers over to one side. Stop there for a breath. And then inch the fingers over to the other side. Transition back through center. And if it calls to you, you're welcome to lower the torso down to the floor or blocks. How might you settle around the edges of discomfort? Welcoming discomfort as an opportunity to look inside. Three more breaths. Moving ever so slowly. Begin to lift the torso, pushing the hands into the floor. And then you'll make your way back to a table shape, however that looks for you. Remove the support, shift the hips side to side. Maybe extend the legs out behind. And as you're ready, we'll switch. Left foot plants forward. Incorporating the support under the hands, and then inching the front foot away from the back leg. Beautiful. And there's no need to find your max sensation. Return back to that gentle breathing practice. Inhale, lower the chin. Exhale, lift the chin, release the back. Move through one more complete cycle. Begin to find stillness in the head and move in the lower body now. Inhale, maybe lengthen through that left leg. Exhale, bend back into the front knee. A few times here. And begin to return to stillness. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. Begin to observe what is happening in your own body. And ever so slowly rock the weight back and transition to that outer hip stretch. Sliding the left heel over to the right and then lowering the hips as you inch the right leg behind you. Again, maybe support through that front hip, or if you're looking for something different, support the back hip flexor. And as you arrive, inch the fingertips over to one side, pausing for a breath. And inching the fingers over to the other side. Rotate back through center. Feel free to stay lifted. And over time, if you're looking for more, then begin to guide the body down, either to blocks or blankets or the floor. Draw awareness back to the exhale. How might you lengthen the exhale? Some folks might bring in loving touch to the eyes or the temples, finding a little bit of massage there. This practice invites us to find a space that is sustainable so that we can release the tension in the muscles and target the deeper layers of our body. If this shape is not sustainable for you today, then move towards a shape that is. If the front knee or foot ever feels tingly or like it's asleep, then that's a sign we're too deep. We need to back out. Three deep breaths. Heavy body, soft muscles. And when you feel complete, take your time. Begin to lift the torso and make your way to that table shape on your hands and knees. Move around the body, inviting a little bit of hydration into the tissues. And make your way all the way onto your belly. Reconnect to the quality of your thoughts in your head. Watching to see if these thoughts are holding you up or pushing you down. And then return awareness to your body. Bend your knees and rock the feet back and forth. Release. Transitioning into a gentle back bend, known to be called Sphinx. Elbows will arrive underneath the shoulders. The forearms connect down to the floor. And here you're even welcome to kind of settle into the shoulders and the thoracic cavity. If this feels too sharp or intense, then release onto your belly. And over time, if the head begins to feel tired, you can invite blocks in under your head. Continue to watch as thoughts or energy moves throughout your body or your brain. Letting go of any judgment or expectation and returning to be the witness. Three more rounds of your own breath. At the end of your last breath, begin to engage the body. Tuck the toes. Take your hands somewhere back by your ribs, and we'll push up very gently, very slowly. Shift the hips back towards the heels, coming into a wisdom pose, child's pose. This can be supported with a bolster under the torso, blankets under the knees or ankles, whatever you like here. You might guide attention back to the here and now by observing your senses, sense of touch, smell, taste, hearing. See if it would feel useful in your body if you wrapped your hands back towards your feet. You might even find a little round shape in your spine. Keep breathing. Return your arms out in front and begin to lift through the torso. Taking your time, moving slowly and mindfully. When the whole torso has lifted, align the spine and then shift over to your seat. And we'll move into a forward fold. There are options here if you want your legs to be together and long, or spread apart, or also feet together, knees out wide. Today, my legs are going to be long, and I'm going to rest a bolster under my head. We're not looking for anything too intense, but rather finding a passive shape where we can send intensity to the deeper tissues. Blankets under the knees if they ever feel sharp. Send attention here to all the places that are connected with the ground. The back of the legs and the base of the spine, maybe the outer legs and the feet. You're welcome to move a little bit deeper if that is useful. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Before you lift, imagine the spine and begin to align the head over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. From there, lift the whole torso up together. Circle your arms somewhere out and up. And release the hands back down. Go ahead and shift your weight back so you can release your legs. Maybe shake them out. And then plant the feet to the floor and just lift through the pelvis a little. And whenever you feel complete, move on to your back. We'll enter into our final, actually, we'll do one more thing before our final rest. So just come to lie down. Guide the feet a little wider than the mat and twist the knees over to the right. Reach your arms open away from the body. Guide in support under the legs or over the torso. If your eyes are gently closed, you might guide the awareness back to that third eye, behind the forehead, in between the eyes. As you're here on your back, return the attention to the in breath and out breath, the quality of air moving in through your nose and out through your nose. One more full breath there. And then slowly taking the knees back towards the ceiling and shifting the knees over to the left, keeping the feet wide. Follow the length of your breath as it moves along the side of your body. Notice as the body fills with air and releases air. Allow yourself to feel safe, supported, and heavy. 3 more breaths. And when you're complete, shift the knees back towards the ceiling. Adjust the body. Move in any final shapes you like before Shavasana, our final rest. And when you're there, adjust so you feel balanced, comfortable, and warm. Welcome this space and this time as an opportunity to rest your soul. Incorporating all of the energy that we created throughout this practice into our rest. I'll let you know when it's time to move. But from here, let your body surrender into the comfort of the ground. Soften the space behind the closed eyes. Invite softness and relaxation into the whole head, face, neck, shoulders, arms, torso, hands and fingers. Relax the waist, the hips, the lower back, the legs, knees, shins, feet, and toes. Release all tension in the back body, the side body, and the front body. You are safe. You are here. You are protected. Reconnect to the feeling of the whole body. Reconnect to the quality of breath moving in your nose and out your nose. And return to any thoughts in your head. Gently start to reawaken, moving your body, shifting over to one side and up to a seat. There's no rush. Take your time. When you arrive up towards a seat, soften your eyes. Inhale and lower your chin down to the sternum. Exhale, lift the chin, release the back. 3 more times, your own pace. And then begin to realign your spine. Guide the hands together and rub the hands against each other, creating a little warmth, energy, prana. Take a slow breath in and out. Take your hands over to opposite shoulders, giving yourself a hug. Lower your chin. Imagine infusing your whole body with this loving energy. And then squeeze your hands down the shoulders, and down the arms. Squeeze your hands. And then interlace your fingers. Push the hands out in front of you and over your head. One more breath. Slowly unwind, relaxing the hands. Take this time to observe any ways in which you feel different or better. And with love, hold space for places that still feel unresolved or unchanged. Thank you for sharing your time together today. The light in me honors and greets the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me.